Well, congratulations on making it through 8 readings of your Bible reading plan. And if you say, well, you're not talking to me, I haven't made it through 8 readings. If the readings take 4 minutes and there are only 8, that's a quick 30 minutes and you could be caught up with us. So if you haven't, catch up with us. I hope it's been beneficial to you. As I began looking at this week's readings, I also saw this article in Time magazine on happiness that caught my eye. And they were asking the techniques or habits of those who are experts in happiness, whatever that means, what their habits were, and they wanted to see if there were any commonalities there. Well, turns out there weren't, and I kind of thought that at the top of their list would be the 4x4 reading plan leading to happiness, but nevertheless. But they were a little bit all over the place. There were some commonalities, and here's how the article ends. I don't know if it's that comforting, but it says, take comfort in the knowledge that even people who are steeped in happiness, science, find it to be an elusive concept at times, and that they don't allow that to deter them from pushing closer toward it. So take that for what it's worth, but the fact that these so-called happiness experts can't agree on what the pursuit of happiness should look like is telling. But speaking of those who had something to say about happiness and something unexpected to say about happiness, that's exactly what we saw within this week's Bible readings. You're familiar, of course, with that passage called the Beatitudes. Probably not a word you ever use unless you're talking about that passage, but the root of that word does mean happiness, or the idea of being blessed. Let's read that passage together. It's Matthew 5. When Jesus saw the crowds, he went up on the mountain, and after he sat down, his disciples came down, and he opened his mouth and he began to teach them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the gentle, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Blessed are those who've been persecuted for the sake of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people insult you and persecute you and falsely say all kinds of evils against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward in heaven is great. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you. So I can't guarantee you happiness just in reading this plan. But I can guarantee that it will make for a better day. Not maybe the way that you wanted it to go, but it feeds into your life. It feeds into your soul. You are better in that day for having read it than you would be if you hadn't otherwise. And there are some things that happen during the week that it changes your outlook. So I don't know if I would have ever stopped and read the Time article on happiness, for example, had I not been reading about happiness in my copy of the scriptures. But I was grateful in that moment to be able to look at the world through a biblical lens.